Hey, this is Laura with Untitled Typewriters. So happy to have you. I have one of my favorites. I mean, it's really hard to not have a favorite. I mean, what am I trying to say? It's really hard for not every typewriter to be your favorite. Well, what I gotta say, I mean, typewriters are just awesome. But when it comes to portability, like if I had, which I should, right now I'm collecting Royal Quiet Deluxe, but once I'm done with that, because I gave up my Model O before. But for travel, I would have a Royal Model O with me because it's easily portable. It's an amazingly high-functioning typewriter and a total pleasure to type on. But it doesn't have all the extra bells and whistles, so it makes it just a pleasure to use because it's just the basics, but it's the basics done right. I mean, that's the best way I can say it. So this Royal Model O is, usually it's super shiny, and so I've gotten my fingerprints on here. I'm gonna have to re-shine this up. Beautiful enamel. This one does have wear on it, and we specifically chose not to paint over this because we thought it just added to the charm of this typewriter. So, and I have up close photos on the product listing. You'll see the link in the description below. So it does have considerable wear right here, and it's a little bit down here. And it looks like somebody liked to sit here and think, you know, while they were maybe editing or whatever, but that's what it looks like because that's kind of where you put your hand and when you're trying to work and talk and think, which means this was well loved. I love the feel of the glass keys. This types just so well. I can't recommend the Model O enough. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. If you flip over the top, you'll see where you set your margins, okay? You just press and drag. There's no tabs on this machine. Like I said, just the basics. To release your carriage right here, and same on the other side. Little bell tells you you're at the end of your margin and you need to hit your return handle, which is right here. The lever on the left determines if you're going to advance a single or double line. So that lever is the one that's closest to the handle. The lever that's kind of above it, that releases this roller. It makes it kind of free. And what that is you can use that to kind of, if you are using lined paper or you're trying to put a check mark in a box, or you took your paper out and you put it back in and you're trying to line it up back to what you were typing before, that's where that comes in handy. Okay, move that over to the left. I'm gonna pop over open the top, and you'll see it has the original spools in it. It's a metal spool, and we hand wound ribbon on it, which means you get extra ribbon, woo, for free on this. Now, when you get to the end of the ribbon, it's not the end of the ink. You need to reverse the direction, and on the ribbons that we use, you do need to manually reverse, and you do that right here. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. That's how that works. This just determines how hard these type bars are going to strike the paper, so however you want to set that. And your color selector is down here. And in case I didn't pop that up for you to look earlier, there you go. Okay, let's load some paper and do some typing. Like I said, this is amazing for if you like to go to the coffee shop, cafe, or you want to be able to keep it like in your car, because if you find the perfect little bench or rock to sit on and you want to pop out a typewriter, this is a great one for that. Okay, so make sure the paper goes underneath the bar. I bring it up to make sure it's nice and even. If it wasn't, you pull this forward and that releases the tension, and you can even make sure your paper is nice and even. Just make sure you re-engage. All right, let's do some typing. I'm going to use the lowercase l for the number 1. And this is a 1935 Royal Model O. And the other reason I really like the Royal Model O's is for those of us with petite hands, it's so easy on the hands. It's just easy to use. And there's something fun about pressing down on these glass keys. So when you do the shift lock on this one, most typewriters you just press down and it locks. But on this shift lock, there's a metal piece that sticks out like this. And when you press that shift down, you have to press it in and push forward so that the key goes underneath the metal bar, and that's what holds the lock down. So just keep that in mind when you hit shift lock, press down, in, and to lock it in place. And then all you need to do is hit the big shift to unlock. The big shift will unlock that, okay? So down, in, and then big shift will pop that out. All right, let's type some sentences. Let's try the red. Okay, there's that margin. That bell's like, hey, you're at the end of your margin. I'm gonna keep going so I can show you the margin release. Okay, so now stop, margin release, finish the word, keep going. Wonderful. I love how this works. I have noticed 3 times where it didn't advance, and so it typed 2 letters on top of each other. I didn't feel that when I was typing. I just happened to see it. So I don't know if it's because I didn't hit the space bar or what it was. To me, it felt perfect and it felt amazing, but I just wanted you to know that there was 3 times where it didn't advance, and so it typed on top of each other. But otherwise, this is wonderful. I mean, I love the Model O for so many reasons, and I think you will too. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a good day.